It's Friday night, and where else would you rather be but talk about some Buffalo Bills football with our guys Tommy, Mike, and myself here at Hashtag Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hashtag Sports. Mikey, Tommy, good to see you on this Friday night. We got plenty to get into in tonight's show, but first and foremost, how you guys doing tonight? Tommy, I'll start with you.
Good, man. It's been freaking hot all week here in Detroit and freaking like high 90s and the humidity is crazy. But other than that, I'm good. Had to kick some lady out that's wearing an ankle bracelet at my bar, ankle brace monitor. I'm good.
I'm great at the week. Mike, how you doing?
I'm good. It's been a long week of work. I'm ready for the weekend. What better way to kick it off than talking some a little bit of Bills football before they truly break into their hiatus and get ready for a long summer drought of no Bills talk really before camp starts. But we're getting closer.
Yeah, I mean, at least we hope that there's no Bills news between now and camp, right? Like this is pretty much it. Like right now, after this this next week, the mandatory mini camps and all that, we just hope that there's nothing really left to talk about. And we'll talk about what that means for this show later on and stuff. But there's plenty to get into to start off. So glad you guys are doing good. And let's start this off with mandatory mini camps. Obviously, the biggest question going into mandatory mini camps and the biggest news would be Jordan Poyer, right? No one knew if Jordan Poyer was going to show up or, since he's looked at that new contract, not show up to mandatory mini camps. And not only him, but every single player on the Buffalo Bills roster, at least main player on the Buffalo Bills roster, showed up. Mike, what does that say about Jordan Poyer? What does that say about this Buffalo Bills team?
I don't think it says much really at all. The way the new CBA is written, there's heavy fines for people not showing up anymore. So you don't have a lot of holdouts as much. There's more hold-ins where they show up and they don't do a lot. So I was interested to see what Poyer did when he showed up. And he went through and did everything. What does that tell me? It tells me that he appreciates his teammates and the work that they're putting in. And whatever conversations Bean's having with his agent seemed to be headed in the right direction because he came into camp. It was only 2 days, but he came in ready to go, and it was everyone was firing all cylinders. And it sounds like the camp went really well from all the reports we got from all the different beat writers.
Right. Now, my question to you, Mike, when you talk about those fines, though, a lot of times don't players say, hey, I'll come or, I'll do whatever as long as you take care of those fines. Isn't that part of like the process?
Officially, no. Unofficially, yes. So usually what happens is those people who hold out rack up those fines. They're still there. And then they inside their new contract that they end up getting once they take care of them, all that's kind of wiped away, or they give them a little extra to offset it, or because it's all team discretion. The thing is you don't want to set the precedent for one player and not the other. Right. So if you're going to find one, you have to find them all. So they usually build it into that new contract where it makes up for whatever they get fined. So yeah, that stuff happens. I mean, you do still see it because Terry McLaurin in Washington held out. The D end in Chicago held out. Yep. So that is still happening, but it was good to see that he doesn't want to be a distraction either to his team. And if he wouldn't have showed up, that would have been a huge distraction.
Right. Tommy, what do you think about Poyer being at mandatory camp? And what do you think about him potentially getting a new deal?
I think it'll happen. I've been saying that. I don't think they want to split up him and Hyde. They are like I said, with this, we got a very young DB room except for Trey. Trey's not going to be there, I don't think, until midway through the season. I keep saying it. I highly doubt week one. So, not that saying Jordan Poyer won't play if he doesn't get a contract extension, but he's still playing at a high level. And I think, I think McDermott understands that. And I think Bean understands that. And I think they want to keep them together, man. I don't think you can like separate them. I just don't. I think they work together just perfectly. So putting somebody else back there with Hyde, I think it would be not good right now. And I still like the younger guys like Hamlin to like be under his wings for now, and then when Poyer's done after his new contract, fine. And I think Poyer will work. I think he'll work out a deal where it's not totally team friendly, but in a way. And I think he wants to stay in Buffalo. I don't think he wants to get up, move his family. Players hate that, man. So at the end of the day, man, he came to OTAs. He did the right thing. And like Mikey said, it's about money too. So he's not trying to lose a bulk of money out of his pocket. But yeah, man. And listen, that mandatory OTA was like what, 3 days, 2 days or something. It was something so
it was supposed to be 3 and like on par. What McDermott does is when they come in, if the camp goes well, he cuts it down to 2 and lets everyone leave early. They came in, they put in the work, and he let them all go.
Yeah, right. And it's no pads, it's nothing crazy going on. It's just more like talking to the new players, talking to any of the new coaches, just getting really back on track.
There was a lot of like 11-on-11, 7-on-7.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of that during camp.
Yeah, just nothing, but nothing pad related, nothing where you're gonna see like that's in late July. Like this is when we're gonna know what guys are standing out. When the pads come on, when the real stuff happens. But like I said, it's good to see that he did come. He's not making a huge big deal out of the contract just yet, and I don't think he will anyway. So they'll get that done. But other contracts, that's where down the road we're going to be talking.
And I'll tell you, there's a question in the comments from Pim. Says, what contract would you give Poe?
I was just going to ask about that. So
honestly, I can see a 2-year extension with like $24 million, $25 million, 12.5 a year. That kind of falls in line. Like he's not going to get the Minkah Fitzpatrick deal because Fitzpatrick's 25. I think he's going to fall more in line with what Mathau got with the Saints. It adds in $25 million more to his contract, 12 over two seasons. I can even see them kicking him because we have almost $5 million in cap left this year as of today. I can even see him kicking like $2 or $3 million more this year to give him upfront money and making him happy. Because at the end of the day, like I said, Micah's contract ends next year, so I can see them give him Poe 2 years. And it still puts them, and then look at Micah, see how he plays this year, and possibly give him a 2-year extension, or to keep them together. And
I think they
moving it that way.
They work a deal. I think they work a deal out together at the same time. I have a feeling it is hard to do, but what hasn't been done? I don't know.
That's fair.
Steve must be watching Pat McAfee.
I always say that.
Cash over cap.
Right. I personally think it's a 4-year deal. I think they do. And it turns out to be really a 3-year deal. So the 4th year is like an option kind of thing. Kind of like exactly. So I could definitely see more than 2.
So with them both having like Micah has this year plus 1 more. So he has 2 years left on his deal. Jordan has this 1 year. So you see 3 more years after this plus a void year?
Yeah, well, I see for Poyer, I could see like a 4-year deal, but like really a 3-year deal.
So you're saying he'll be here for 4 more years, and then his 5th year will be void?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, that puts him
why not? He's still playing at a high level. There's always a way out of a contract, and not only that, there's always a way to restructure the contract. So trust me, it's always been done in the NFL.
And the cap just keeps going up.
Exactly. So I wouldn't stress that part. Year. Exactly. So I really want to stress that.
Allen's contract starts next year.
Right.
Like, this is the last year of his rookie deal. This is his 5th-year option. All his new money starts next year.
And it's a lot of new
that's
money.
Another deal that can always get redone.
Backloaded.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They did it with Mahomes. They do it with everybody.
They did it with Patrick Mahomes this year. Like in his first year of his new money deal.
Exactly.
Because as of right now, according to Spot Track, we're negative $12 million going into next year.
Right.
But a lot's going to change between now and then. So and listen, we'll be so drunk over our Super Bowl victory, we're not even going to be worried about numbers come next year at this time. So it's all right. Although we do have some people saying that, like Daniel comes in and says that he does not think that they will get a deal done. I think that's something that's on the table.
He doesn't think Hyde and Poyer will do it together.
I think so.
Okay.
And I'm with him on that. I think it's going to be. I think if Hyde makes a deal, it's just going to be one off because or Poyer makes the deal, it's going to be one off because Hyde still has 2 years left on his deal.
Yeah.
I think they're real close. Either way, they're very close in the same time frame, I think.
Yeah. So speaking of contracts, something that we talked about right before we're on the air, Tom, you told us that you have the numbers for Tavon Austin's contract. For those who don't know, about 3 weeks ago, the Buffalo Bills signed Tavon Austin. And Mike, you were not here 2 weeks ago to give us your take on that signing. So first, I want the contract details, and then I want your reaction. Rick, I did see what you put about the golf tournament in the chat. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But Tommy, go ahead and let us know what the contract details are.
Yeah, so there's no guaranteed money. There's really no money. There's no signing bonus. It's a $1.1 million deal. That's if he makes the team. It's pretty much a make the team or get nothing. I mean, in a nutshell, I'm sure he gets something for the camp wise, but very minimal. But other than that, it's just a prove it deal, I guess. And the way Austin's been talking to the media, the way he's been looking at OTAs, they're saying, man, he has a real possibility so far of making the team. And hey, I don't hate it because, you know, with Austin, we all know what former first round pick, 8th pick in the draft, I believe. He had a lot of hype coming out of college. He just got a lot of injuries throughout his career. So he kind of was back, you know, and they didn't use a lot of teams kind of use him as a gadget guy more than a receiver. So he's always been kind of plagued with injuries and teams didn't know where to really use him at. So supposedly now he says he's 100% injury free. And he, you know, he's motivated, and we'll see. Maybe this is something that you know he signs it. He gets on this roster. He makes the team. He shows out, and he goes out and gets paid somewhere else and proves his worth. That's really, I think, what Austin's trying to prove, that he's worth that first round. Like he's still that guy coming out of college, and that's cool for us. I'll take the 1 year, the guy coming out of college. You know what I mean? Like, I'm totally cool with that, man.
Mike, what were your thoughts on the signing and Tavon Austin so far as Buffalo?
I love the signing. It's really, you know, it's all about, you know, a lottery ticket with him. You know, now, especially now knowing that his contract was no guaranteed money, and it's for league minimum at 1.1. I think it's 1.12 is what the league minimum is for veterans right now. Because Greg Brown Rotten just signed the same deal, except he got $152,000 in signing bonus. But you know, Tavon Austin brings that special teams ability. You know, he hasn't done it for a few years because he had a bad wrist and he finally had that worked on and fixed. But he brings that electricity. What I called Tavon Austin is I thought he was a better version of Isaiah McKenzie.
Which surprised me that you said that, but go ahead.
And I love Isaiah McKenzie, but I think Austin's proven to be better in the special teams, and he does all those same gadgety things. From what I was hearing from the beat reporters was they were talking about how McKenzie's been working as an outside receiver this year, so he won't just be that gadget guy. He may have a role inside the offense that's a little bit more. As a receiver rather than just a gadget guy. So if we can keep them both and have Tavon Austin replace that gadget role and then have McKenzie work in as a receiver, whether it's from the slot or on the outside, you know, that's great for McKenzie. That he's not going to be, you know, banished to just, if he doesn't do special teams, he's going to be a game day inactive like he was last year.
Yeah, I have a hard time seeing both these guys, both McKenzie and Austin, making the roster. I just don't know. They're just too similar to me. But one guy who I really don't want to see make the roster, who we just released, who we're going to resign, another wide receiver, is Jake Kumerow. So, Mike, I want your thoughts on Jake. Listen, I really have a disdain for Jake Kumerow being on this team. I don't know him as a person, so I'm not going to say him. But I really have a disdain for Jake Kumerow being on the team. But Mike, you go first. I think you agree with me to some degree, and then Tommy, I'll see what you have to say about the subject.
I absolutely agree with you. Well, my issue is I'm done with these special team only guys. You want to have special teamers? Okay, that's fine. But why have a core special teamer at a position that's really deep like wide receiver? Like you're telling me we can't find that in somewhere else? You know, we drafted Benford, who was also a gunner. So why are we going to have Taiwan Jones? Guys, I understand the Matakaviches and those type of guys, but our roster is at a point where it's crunch time. Can we really afford to just keep special team only guys? And that's I don't see the value in Kumerow that other people do. People love him and they think he's but they also love Duke Williams.
Yeah,
and
I had the same
many other
Duke
guys
Williams.
who didn't pan out.
The running back from London, forget his name already. I don't care.
Christian Wade.
There you go.
Christian Wade. Yep. At the end of the the end of the day, it's one of those things of I would like to see someone who's going to participate in our offense or defense be on special teams as well.
Yeah, he was in about 65% of special team snaps last year. Only had 2 receptions on offense, though. Tommy, what are your thoughts on Jake Kumerow? And then I've been asked a few times in the chat already why I don't like Jake Kumerow, so I'll speak on it. But Tommy, you go first.
Kind of like what Mikey said. He's more of just one of those players that Bills Mafia, for some reason, has a thing about. And I actually like Duke Williams, not just because of the whole, Duke and, just because everybody else. I felt bad more for him that he got to the NFL a little bit too late, I think, in his career. And he had like off-field problems early on in his NFL career, and that's what led him to CFL. And because he was really good in CFL, but I think it was just a little bit too late, and we were already adding big-time pieces to this offense, and Duke kind of was just a last man out kind of deal. So I think Duke's better than Jake Kumerow. I'm going to be honest with you guys. If he was younger, now maybe not so much because he can't play special teams, but I thought as a receiver, Duke Williams, he was really good out of college. Jake Kumerow wasn't like a stud in college. Okay. I'm just saying Duke Williams was really good in CFL. Jake Kumerow, what has he really, really done in the NFL? And like Mikey said, he's more of a special teams guy, but man, we just got Taiwan Jones. You just got the Benford guy. Like how much special teams you need. And that's, and Saron Neal, who's, by the way, Saron Neal, thank God he came back. I love Saron Neal. But if that's one thing, like I guess we can criticize a little bit about McDermott, is he loves like special team guys for some reason. Like
that's what he was as a player. He was that, backup.
Yeah, so like he like
guy.
Yeah, so like he favored like, and it's just like sometimes it's like, man, guy, you gotta like
don't get me wrong,
we have a very full roster.
Special teams is important.
It is. Yeah, for sure. But we got a lot of guys right now.
6 guys that are just special teams only guys. It's a little much on a roster that is crunched.
Yeah, and it's going to come to the point where he has to look at the overall roster and the receiver, especially the receiver room, and go, okay, here's what we got. And now we just got Austin, right? And we need Austin for possibly kick returns, punt returns, right? We may need that speed guy, right? Over the top guy. And Austin could be that guy. Or do you want Kumerow making a play on special teams? You gotta kind of play with the numbers a little bit.
Daniel Garz comes in and says Kumerow provides depth at outside receiver with some size. How much of that depth do we Bills really have? Plus McDermott loves the special teams guys. He's not wrong in the fact that he has size.
Right.
But he has like a total of 3 catches in his career. So are you really going to count on that if something happens?
But he has size. Really he has size.
Yeah, but we have.
He's James Hardy all over again. Yay! Except for we didn't draft.
You know what?
But you
can have Hodgins who has size on the practice squad and bring him up if something happens.
Right. Exactly.
Listen. Obviously,
Gabe Davis has size.
Yeah,
he's our biggest player.
But what happens if Gabe Davis gets hurt? I think that's what they're trying to get. It's a depth, size. There's no size at our depth other than him. Everyone else is small.
Yeah, but you still got the 2 tight ends set that they're both pretty tall.
OJ Howard
I don't think that Kumerow is like the guy. Like, oh my God, we have to rush out and get him.
Right.
It's just a weird. Listen, at the end of the day, they're going to have to make cuts.
If the Bills' plan was to have Kumerow as a depth guy, he would have had 1 and 2 catches last season. Like he's 100%. Not there to be a depth guy. He's there to be a special teams guy.
And someone said it in the chat. I can't remember where they said it. I think it was Rick who said it. He said he went to the Miami game. You knew when they were going to run because Kumerow came out on the field, and he was a blocker.
Yeah, a blocker. That's it.
That's like having Frank Gore back there. You knew what was going to happen, and we're going to give the ball to Frank Gore because he can't do anything else.
Yeah, I just get so sick of. First of all, I hate the touchdown Jesus nickname because, again, that's a Notre Dame thing. All right, let's not steal things from colleges because we think we're cool now. We're not. It's not a cool thing. It's fine. But I get so much hate when I'm doing my live streams. And Mike, you did this too, actually, when I talked about Levi Wallace. I mean, appreciating what Levi Wallace did for this team. And Mike, you're not one of these people, but so many people give me hate for liking what Mike Wallace did with his team, sticking up for Knox, or like, oh, but Jay Kumerow. I'm like, stop it. Like, just stop talking about Jay Kumerow and don't give me crap about guys who are actually doing stuff for this team to help them win, and then say, oh, I love Jay Kumerow. Oh, I love this guy who didn't help out the team. Oh, I love that guy who didn't help out the team. Shut up. I just want guys who can help this team win.
I love
it.
I bathe in the heat. Bring me the heat.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm here for you guys to disagree with. It's all right. We don't all have to. It doesn't all have to be everyone thinking the same way. Me and Tommy bicker like old married couple on our shows 90% of the time because we never agree on anything. At times we go down a rabbit hole bickering, and we have to find a way to stop and get back on track. But bring the heat. I love it. That's what I'm here for.
But it's not you because again, you're not the one sitting here saying, "Oh, I love Jay Kumerow."
You embrace the heat, Joe. Embrace it. Own it. Bathe in it. Love it. Because how many people are listening to you?
I have no choice. I'm by myself on the live streams. I have no choice but to bathe in the heat. But the good news is I'm too busy watching the game to really pay attention. So it's great. It works out.
On game days, just look for my text. I'm giving you heat all day long. It'll be good.
I believe that. Right? I believe that, Mike. I believe that. So, all right. So the other player that we need to talk about is another signing the Buffalo Bills did. And to me, this is a good depth signing. You want to talk about good depth signings? Let's talk about Greg Van Roten, a guy who we wanted to sign 2 years ago, went to the Jets for some stupid reason, but now he's here in Buffalo. This is a guy that Coach McDermott had wanted for a while. He's here. Mike, what do you think about this signing? And then, Tommy, I'll get your opinion after that.
I like the signing. We looked at the contract. The contract's 1 year, league minimum, $152,000 signing bonus. He has a lot of starting experience. Me and Tommy just did the O-line breakdown on Monday, and he starts between 10 and 13 games a year.
Yep.
He's a perfect depth signing. Who do you feel more comfortable? Someone who's like that, who has had good seasons, playing for bad teams, or someone who like Greg Mancz, who hasn't taken a snap in 2 years. He has starting experience, but hasn't taken a snap in 2 years. Or would you trust Cody Ford?
And Van Rotten's played both left and right guard, so he's good on both sides. Tommy, I want both your thoughts and on the signing itself, and do you think he makes the team?
It's always good to add depth, especially in the O-line. You can't ever really go wrong, especially if the guy with exactly. Unless you get Bobby Hart. 100%, right? But no, I mean, will he make the team? I who knows? I can't tell you that right now. I just think it's more for let's start the camp. Let's see how he does. So we really won't know that. I can't really comment on that until I see him in preseason to see how he holds up. But I think it's a good addition for now. You got to add those kind of vets in the room. And I like the name Rotten. It's like from the Johnny Depp trial. That's the only thing I can think of. So Rotten. Well, but no, we'll see how he does.
Wasn't it a few years ago we signed an undrafted free agent with DeBeer, right? Wasn't that someone who we signed as well? So yeah. So
yeah.
I know we had Yashin Yabudi once.
Yabudi, yep, absolutely. Some great names in Buffalo Bills. Let us know in the comment section some of your favorite Buffalo Bills names of all time. And guys, that reminds me, make sure as you come in here, shout out to Mr. Rogers Holmes.
Joe is frozen.
And you know what? Melon. Melon has cut Joe off because I don't like your comments, Joe. Melon's giving you the heat, buddy. Are you back, Joe?
Am I? I don't know.
Yeah, no, you're back.
Yeah, you're
You're
back. You're good. You're good.
We lost the sound. Oh, nope.
Oh,
Now you're
Booby
gone
Dixon. Daniel.
Booby
Yeah,
Dixon.
Booby Dixon.
Yes, Booby was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Love that. In here, I saw a couple people come in and said, when we play the Steelers, throw at Wallace all day. Yes, I've been saying that from the get-go. I appreciate what Levi Wallace has done. I respect that he walked on at Alabama. I respect that he was an undrafted free agent that started for Buffalo for 5 years. However, it's time to. Are you okay, Tommy? Yeah, no, Daniel Garcia says touchdown. Jesus put a hex on Joe.
He did. He did. See, hey, listen, touchdown Jesus making his team. He's making the team. Mikey, touchdown Jesus is the best football player in the NFL.
Stop it.
Hey man, I need better luck, bro. I've been having bad luck lately. if touchdown Jesus did that to Joe,
you need Jesus
right?
on your side?
Yeah, dude. Is he the guy?
You just kicked us out.
Whoa!
I don't know what happened, man. I'm trying.
What is going on here? Whoa!
That was odd.
Well,
Whoa!
What's going on? There it is. All right, I got us back, guys. I got us back.
Man,
see, Joe, this is what happens when you talk bad about touchdown Jesus.
Yeah.
They got me. So what you guys? What I missed?
Daniel Gari says he put a hex on you.
Yeah,
you messed up the whole
done.
Show.
You better say something nice. Right.
I'll say my Hail Marys after the show's over. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Oh, Joe's gone mad with power.
Yep, Joe's like, screw it. If I can't be on there, nobody can.
If I can be on, no one's on.
Shut them all off.
No, I had to refresh the screen, and when I refreshed it, it did what it did. So it's all good.
Okay.
It's all good. So what did I miss? What were you guys talking about before?
We were just randomly talking. We were just filling air.
You were just making fun of me for getting booted.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Awesome. So all right. So we talked about the Griffin Rotten signing. Next thing I did want to talk about real quick. We did get the Buffalo Bills training camp schedule, and I think this is the first year they're back at St. John Fisher College, right? Since
for a while. Yeah, for
COVID, right?
COVID. Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't know if you guys had any impressions. I know you guys are in different states, so you probably don't get to go to training camp. Or your impressions on so the whole backstory to this too is 2020 was supposed to be the Bills' last contractual year at St. John Fisher, and then there was talks about them cutting St. John Fisher off altogether. So we weren't even sure this was going to come back to St. John Fisher.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen seems happy about it. Are you guys okay with it?
I love it. I love the idea. I like the idea. I like if they do it the way they were going to do it last time, where they spend like a week there, a little bit over a week there. It's like 10 days or something like that. You don't need to stay there the whole training camp.
Right.
Stay there for like 10 days, then go back home. It gives the fans the place to go. It gives the team bonding away from their families to get together. It gives all that good stuff there. And then you go back home and finish out the rest of the preseason. Where you have all your facilities, but a 10-day team bonding experience is a wonderful idea. I love it when they do that type of stuff, especially with this team because they're so close.
Right. Yeah. Tommy, what did you have any thoughts?
Yeah, they'll probably they'll probably do the same thing they did the last time, which is just a couple weeks there or something like that, and go back to the stadium. I actually like when they went to the stadium. They I think it was last year they did the stadium. They had some fans come out and they did like a cool little thing that they had there. So it's really, the Fisher thing is more for the fans, I think.
Yeah,
get the fans out there, get the kids out there, get some autographs from the players. I actually got tickets one time to go, and man, I missed it. I should have went, man, because that was right before COVID. I think it was 2019. I had tickets. They're free, so I went online and got them, and I didn't have a chance to go. But I wish I could go. If I had them, I'd go right now because it's a 4-hour drive from me, man. But it's all good, man. But no, it's good. Like Mikey said, it's good for the team also to get together, some bonding, especially everything that's gone on in this world lately in Buffalo and all that crap. It's like it's good for the fans to get out there and the kids too, man.
Sure. Yeah, I'm with both. I love this. I really do. And they do have one. What's really cool about this, I like this a lot, is their night practices are going to be held at Highmark. So you have
There you go. Yeah.
So you have 10 days. You have 11 practices in 10 days. I think it is. 10 of your practices are going to be at St. John Fisher, with that night practice being at Highmark. So the fans do get a chance to see their team at night right before preseason, because camp ends 2 or 3 days before the preseason opener. So it's going to be really fun to see. I do want to go back a little bit here. We do have a comment and a question, and I want you guys put your thinking caps on, your Buffalo Bills thinking caps on. Who, other than James Lofton, would this make Tavon Austin the second best player to wear 86 for the Buffalo Bills? I'm trying to think of players who wore 86. Mike, Tommy, anything?
I'm not even sure he's going to wear 86 if he makes the team. Because there's going to be a lot of guys who are cut. You have to remember, Singletary wore 40 during his first training camp and then switched to 26.
Yeah,
I think 86 was just the number they gave him to start. I have a feeling if he makes the team, he's going to snag another number. Because, I can't think of many 86s.
Yeah, I can't, honestly. Not on the top of my...
You wrote the comment. Who else would be in number 86 that we could even argue? Let us know that.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I like Daniel Garry's comment. He came in and says, I like training camp time at St. John Fisher. Yeah. Team bonding is important. I agree 100% with that. That was one of the things that made the team so good and became a family-like atmosphere when McDermott and Bean came in. Is they took them there, they stepped up, they had all those to tell each other about everybody, and so they got to know each other and those type of things. That stuff's important for a season.
Did you guys see the Dawson Knox YouTube video of the Bills put together? Did you guys see that?
No, I know they did one. I haven't seen it yet, though.
Okay, so they just did one yesterday. I watched it last night when I got off work. Man, really, honestly, man, they put a lot of work in those things. It's a good. If you guys haven't watched it, go ahead and watch it, guys, in the chat, and you guys too. But it's basically just how they do the blue and red, whatever. They go into like his house and the backstory of Dawson Knox and all that. Really interesting stuff, man. Awesome family. And bro, this guy was a junior. He's like 5'11", and he had a growth spurt in his senior year. And I won't ruin it all for you guys, but he wound up being a quarterback for his school. And his first game, I think his coach had him do some special play or something, and he broke his ankle. And he was done. And then he still went to Ole Miss, and they put him at tight end. So in a way, he was like, man, thank God in a weird way that happened, because I would have went off maybe to some crappy school to play quarterback and maybe never had a chance at Ole Miss at tight end. So it's an interesting look to see. And his family's all athletic. His dad is 6'6". It's pretty cool. It's a cool little backstory on Dawson Knox. So go and watch that, guys. I think you guys will like that. It's about 30 minutes long.
Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, Dawson Knox didn't have to do much at Ole Miss, right? With those wide receivers.
No, didn't. No touchdowns. No touchdowns. So his first touchdown was with us. And me and Mikey talk about this all the time. See, now Mikey said this earlier, guys. We not fight a lot, but we bicker a lot. But we also agree a lot. We for as much as we bicker, we also have a lot of things we agree on. And with Dawson Knox, it's Brandon Bean loves those kind of players, guys that just they have that high ceiling. Let's see what we can do with them. And Dawson Knox is a prime example, guys. We all critiqued him, right? But we really had to sit back and go, okay, he's a third-round pick. Why was he a third-round pick? Okay, he had no really experience in high school and tight end, but he has. Why did we like him? Why did Brandon Bean pick him? There has to be a reason, right? So you saw it year after year after year, and then finally it came together. So, and by the way, he's doing tight end university again, which great, awesome. I love it. So I wish more players would do stuff like that, man.
So Tommy, then Mike, who do you like better as a tight end on our team, OJ Howard or Dawson Knox?
Oh, Dawson Knox, hands down. I like Howard though. I'm not gonna that's not me shitting on Howard at all. I honestly, I believe, now I could be wrong and it may not happen. I'm not Brandon Bean, but I have a weird feeling that OJ Howard will wind up doing well for this team, especially with the offense, how Dorsey's going to set it up with 2 tight ends. I think you're going to see a lot of 2 tight end sets more than you think. And Howard's going to be a big part of the offense, I believe. And he could get an extension somewhere during the season just to pay him and get it over with a cheaper deal to get him staying in Buffalo for another, let's say, season or 2. I could definitely see it happening, because the earlier the better. And what if the guy has a pretty damn good season? You don't kind of want him walking out the door if you can get him in there for a relatively decent deal.
Are we still talking about Howard?
Howard. But Knox is my guy. Like, Knox, I believe, needs to stay in Buffalo. He is Buffalo. And him and Allen just have like that connection. But Knox 100%. Just the fact alone that him and Allen are starting to have this very good connection with each other, where he's going to be when Allen's scrambling. That's what Cole and Allen was so good at. Like, they did have a very good connection. I will miss Cole Beasley because of that. And that's something that Crowder is going to have to really earn from Josh Allen, is that trust, right? Getting open when Allen's scrambling, or, being that guy that he could trust. So right now, I would say on this team, it's between Diggs and Knox as far as trust factor. And there goes Joe.
Okay. So
Mikey, go.
Let me tell you, I'm a Knox guy. At the
There's
end of
Mikey.
the day, I don't believe.
And there I am.
I believe OJ Howard is going to be a one and done.
Okay.
Because Knox also has to be paid after the season.
Oh, he does.
Yes, he's in his last year of his rookie deal.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to pay someone, you're paying that guy. He's younger, he's better. Knox
sure.
has all the makings of being an elite tight end. He can block, he can run, he can catch. Like, he can do all those things. And he's dropped every year. He's dropped his drop rating. He's decreased his drop rating every year. So he's getting better and better. You don't put this much time into a guy like that who was raw, and then let him walk out the door when he's finally good. You just don't do that. So I think Howard's going to be a one year guy in Buffalo. Much like Trubisky was last year. Come in, we'll add whatever. We'll see if the 2 tight end sets work. If it does work, you could see us maybe drafting a tight end early in the first 3 rounds of next year. If it doesn't pan out, then what's the need if we re-sign Knox?
Yeah, but Trubisky was a little different. Trubisky wasn't a main part of an offense. Like OJ Howard could.
He's not going to be a main part of this offense.
No,
I think you're over.
I disagree.
If you go by anything that you've heard from any of the beat writers, he has been robotic and slow to this point.
Okay, these are OTAs. Once again, that means nothing to me. Just when I say someone else looks good,
Howard
that doesn't.
Alabama, not OJ Howard in the.
OJ Howard, no, even in the NFL, Mikey, he has his moments where
6 catches last year. He was fantastic.
His rookie season. Okay, he had an injury.
His rookie season was 5 years ago, bro.
No, Mikey. I'm just so OJ Howard, no good, no bueno for you.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying he's going to be a 1 year guy in Buffalo. I don't.
Okay, but I didn't.
I'm
not asking you only 1 year. I said I think he's going to be a part of this offense.
No, you said he's going to be a big part of this offense. I don't think.
I think he is. I think he is because
who's why in this offense?
100%. They'll use. I guarantee they use more 2 tight end sets than they have in the past 3 seasons.
Using more 2 tight end sets
in Buffalo, that means he's going to be used.
So whose role is he taking?
100%.
Whose role is he taking?
What do you mean?
If he's going to be a big part of the offense?
Sure, he will be.
So are you talking about a big part? He's going to be on the field a lot, or he's going to be a big part?
I think he'll be. I think he. Okay, I think he will be used a lot under Dorsey's system, and I think they're going to lean more to the 2 tight end set more than you think. That's all I'm saying. So it doesn't mean necessarily he's going to be 100% on the field all the time.
No.
I just think that's going
to. He's going to have. Your big part of the thing is about how much he's on the field in the 2 tight end sets, not what the type of production he's going to give us.
Correct, but I still think he could have decent production. I'm just saying. I still think my point is I think he will be used more. Doesn't mean he'll have 1,000 yards receiving. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I think he will be on the field a lot more than what we've seen in the past from this Buffalo Bills offense.
I do agree with that, but I don't think that's a big part of the offense. That's all.
So O.J. Howard has
it's a difference.
Knox, Davis, Diggs.
O.J. Howard has got over 30 catches twice in his career. That's it, just twice. So I'll put that question out there. Over, under, O.J. Howard, 30 catches this season.
Under.
Over.
Interesting question. Guys, let us know in the comment section what you guys think. Do you think it's going to be over or under? I think, I don't even think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be under. I mean, again, maybe there's some more 2 tight end sets out there, but yeah, I tend to lean a little bit towards Mikey, not discrediting O.J. Howard as much, but I think that.
And what have we struggled in last year the most, right? In the beginning, especially in the beginning of the season. What? On offense?
Running the ball.
Except for the run. Goal line, right?
Right.
Goal line work.
Right.
Okay. So if you use two tight end sets more, you got an athletic. Listen, O.J. Howard is very athletic. He moves like a receiver. He's tall. He's big. Mm-hmm. Having him and Dawson Knox on goal line situations, I can definitely see him being used a lot in that. That's one thing that Buffalo Bills struggled, I think, the last 2 seasons, really. Like, we just have not been that good when we get down in the red zone. And it's frustrating. And I think when you have an addition like O.J. Howard,
Josh Allen left.
Oh,
that's
exactly.
What gets us the touchdown.
Exactly. And it's like you need that. And we're talking about Kumerow and the size and all that. Forget that. Forget Kumerow. Put 2 tight ends in there. You got Dawson Knox and you got O.J. Howard. You got Diggs.
Listen, Tommy's gone soon. Tommy's. Sorry, Tommy. Good to see you.
The melon gods. Oh, look, now he's frozen. Look, now he's frozen. Melon gods don't like you when you talk bad about touchdown Jesus.
Oh, man, not good. Not good.
Listen, I hope you're right, Tommy. I do. I hope you're right. I hope he is a big part of the offense, and he does wonderful things here. I'm just not counting on it. I'm not holding my breath.
All right. Well, I get you. There was something they liked. They picked him up. I think just like the draft picks Brandon Beane. Dude. I'm just saying, just like the draft picks Brandon Beane does, right? A lot of these guys, like we talk about, are guys that are maybe high ceiling guys, or they haven't really done a lot in college yet, or maybe have some history, whatever. O.J. Howard could be that guy too. We're talking about, right? Like a guy that, just like Tavon Austin, it's the same thing. We're talking about Tavon Austin, former 8th pick in the draft. What's the difference? He hasn't done really anything. I'm just saying, and he's been only 10 seasons or something like that. So, like, Brandon Beane, I think, searches out for that, and they're cheap contracts. Like, what's going to happen? And I just think he sees the upside on both guys. And
I agree there is upside. Yeah, I believe there is an upside.
Now, would I rather get Knox contract? Of course, no doubt about it. But I think O.J. Howard's going to surprise some people, and I think he's going to have a decent season.
Yeah. I hope you're right. I really do. I hope you're right.
All right. So one last thing that I wanted to touch on. There's 2 more things really that I want to touch on. And normally these shows run an hour and a half, but due to it being the off season, it's going to be a little bit shorter. That's fine. But obviously we want to send, just like all of Bill's Mafia, want to send our thoughts and prayers out to the Pegula family. We're still not sure what's going on with Kim. But we do know that she was in the hospital. At least that's all I know. I don't know if Mike or Tommy, if you know anything else about the topic.
No. I heard a little. She's in ICU.
Yeah,
that's not good. And they just want their privacy, which is, once again, it's like, I don't know anything other than that. But 53 years old, she's not old. It's not like it's something that so. Who knows at this point, but being in ICU, all you can do is, put your prayers up for her and hope that it's something that she kicks out of whatever's going on.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, no, it's all speculation right now. And I haven't seen anything other than that. So, let's just hope, pray for the best, man. But yeah, man, it's usually not a good thing, when it's being quiet like that.
Yeah. Yeah. When they keep everything hush hush. But, and you know what? Everyone has the right to their privacy. It's obviously 100%. A lot tougher. It's a lot tougher to have, right to privacy when you're in the public eye, the way they are or other people. Yeah. But at the same time, you do want to try to respect their privacy. And it's so hard in the digital age we're in because we're so used to news at our fingertips all the time. So I completely understand people in Bills Mafia wanting to know more, or but I've seen people spreading rumors that there's no merit for, things like that. There's no need for that. But yeah, we do absolutely want to make sure we send up thoughts for the Pegula family, Kim Pegula in particular. Obviously, that was a big talking point during mandatory minicamps as well.
And I gotta say, man, geez, like, what else is gonna happen in Buffalo? Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's a geez, I hope nothing bad happens, but it's just like it's been a kind of a rough year, really. In Buffalo, I mean, it really has. So like, man, hopefully everything pulls together and this team rallies together. Like, it happened in New Orleans. I got to tell you that.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like,
it's setting up, right?
Sometimes things like that, and I know it's bad to say that, but I'm just saying, like, sometimes, things like that, like, cities get together and teams get together and special things, moments happen. And hey, what more of a special moment could it be if the Buffalo Bills finally win a Super Bowl, after this crappy year, you know what I mean? Like, that would be just unbelievable, And they need it. We need it. Like, Mafia needs it. So been waiting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jelly, there's nothing that's out there that says this has anything to do with any kind of vaccine related issue.
It's all speculation. Everyone wants to speculate.
Like, and the difference is New York State puts the mandates. The Cool doesn't make the mandates. It's the New York State legislation. So if there's a problem, talk to your government. But anyways, we'll move off of that topic now.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks for bringing it up.
Yep.
But yeah, so I did want to make sure we brought that up. But again, guys, as Mikey said at the beginning of the broadcast, we are hoping that there's no big Buffalo Bills news between now and July, right? Like, that's like late July, right? That's normally when training camp starts. I think I had it up.
Late July, July
24th, I believe it is.
Okay.
I thought it was the 24th because they open up on Thursday night. They show
either way. Late July, end of July.
So for us, unless something big happens, you probably will only be seeing us in pre-recorded videos. We'll do some pre-recorded videos for you guys. Make sure that Hashtag Sports is putting out content. You will be seeing Mikey, you'll be seeing Tommy, you'll be seeing myself. But as far as Friday Night Lights, not sure what that's going to look like. But again, if there is news, we are going to have you covered. Just wanted to put that out there. Let you guys know that's on our minds. Obviously, if you're not following Hashtag Sports on social media, make sure you're doing that. Twitter, YouTube, obviously, they're on all kinds of social media networks. I'm sure the links are in the description below. I have no idea how any of this works. How have I been doing this for 4 years? No idea. But so I did want to say that Mikey and Tommy, I do want to point out what you guys are doing. We talked a little off camera about it. I didn't know if you wanted to talk a little about it here. So go ahead.
This Monday we'll finish up our position previews. We have linebackers, secondary, and the specialists. I know Pim came in and asked about how many DBs do we think is going to make the team and who. Come join us Monday night over on Buffalo FAM base network. Or
Mafia Sports
Report. Or Mafia Sports Report.
Either way.
Because we're there as well. But then starting on the 27th, we Mafia Sports Report, which is Tommy and I, along with Buffalo Fan Base, all the content creators, we're doing a Buffalo Bills all-time top 100. The trailer just dropped. We've been sitting on this for a few weeks, working on behind the scenes. We have the list done now. We're working on the production piece now. So on the 27th at 9 p.m., right? Eastern, Tommy?
9
is when we go live?
Yep, 9 p.m.
We'll start with 100 to
76.
76.
Yep.
So it's going to be a 5-show series. You'll see random guests that pop in and out. And then we'll get down and we'll do our final show will be the top 15 or top 10.
Top 10.
Yep. Okay, it's the top 10. And we're going to have a large show for the final one where we have a lot of guests come on and we'll be talking about the top 10 all-time Buffalo Bills players. So come join us. It's fun.
Yep. And listen, some of you guys may agree, some may disagree with the list. That's what makes it fun, right? Anytime you get like a top 50 list, top 100, top 20, whatever it is. But man, let me tell you guys, it took some work, one, and when you really dive into it, it's funny because you kind of say, really, there's a lot of players that we had to keep off. There's been a lot of talent to run through Buffalo. And unfortunately, not everybody made the list because there's new talent that needed to go on the list, right? And then in 3 years, when we redo this or whenever we do this again after that, there's going to be guys that get off the list. So, like, it'll be interesting. I'm curious on what the chat thinks about when we're going through these things, because even in the top 100 on the NFL that they do, there's people that don't. There's players like, man, this guy needs. I can't believe he's here. Like, and even us as fans, like Josh Allen at what? Number 10. Well, that's crazy. Like, so, it'll be interesting. Guys, show up, man. That's in 2 weeks from now, the 27th at 9 p.m. And it's gonna be really fun, man. And a lot of special guests, like Mikey said. We're gonna have on, periodical guests, like first 4 episodes. We'll have a guest here and there. And then me and Mikey is just me and Mikey again. And top 10 will be epic where everybody will join. So
I noticed this this question or this chat coming up there. Hashtag Sports is doing their 2nd annual hashtag Invitational Golf Tournament at Diamond Hawk Golf Course in Buffalo on Sunday, September 18th. I believe Paul and Mario are setting this up. I don't know all the details as I have not been read into it, and I live in California, so I won't be there for it.
Yeah, I can.
However, I believe it benefits Matthew 25 Farms, which Rick Rarick is part of. They are the hashtag charity that we give to. Great cause, fun event. Last year, I saw some pictures of it. It was fantastic. Tommy and I, for our show, we sponsored one of the holes. I think we sponsored like the longest drive, I think is what we sponsored, Tommy, last year. So it was a lot of fun. Make sure you get out there and support. It goes to a great cause. Like, M25 Farms is all about giving back to the community. It's a nonprofit, and they do wonderful things in the Buffalo community. So make sure you get out there and have some fun with the guys. I imagine Joe will probably be up there again. Then you'll have Rick Rarick will be out there. I believe last year, we had our realtor friend in town. So we have all kinds of good stuff. So other than that, thanks everyone. I don't know where Joe went to, so I don't know how he's
in the chat. Look right there. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, so I don't know how he's going to
go Buffalo.
The show. Mr. Rogers was out there last year.
Hey, you guys, I think I do a good Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers, fun time. So if you can join them, please do. It's a fun day on the golf course. A lot of go do your best Josh Allen impression and start plunking people, that are sitting, in the other fairways.
Mm-hmm. I'm terrible at golf, so I won't.
I don't know where Joe went. I don't know how he plans on closing the show.
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm sure he's trying to get back on to close the show. I could just play Twilight Zone episodes in the background for you guys to watch all night. You guys. But hey, Mikey, anything else? I mean, I'm trying to think if there's something. I thought there was something else I wanted to bring up tonight that we didn't talk about, and I don't remember. It was something. Oh, did you watch all the post OTA press conference or no?
No, I haven't seen any of the posts. Like, this week's work has been crazy. I haven't seen any of that.
So that's what I wanted to bring up, Mikey, real quick. So word had it that AJ Epinesa was mainly with the special teams. And I forget who was talking about. I think it was Buffalo Plus, and they were saying that's not a good sign early on for AJ Epinesa to be just in special teams.
Well, he was working off with the special teams when they were together. He had reps on the defense as well, but he was also doing some special teams.
Yeah. Well, they were saying when they were there, it was mainly all special teams. So hopefully, like I said, once again, it's early on. I'm not going to count this for, like I said, it all depends about the pads. But he was saying, AJ said, I think it was AJ, said that they're the three musketeers, him, Gregory Rousseau, and Boogie Basham. That's what they call themselves, the three musketeers.
Yeah. So it is what it is. But anyways, Tommy, when we head out, we'll just hit leave, and I guess Joe will find a way to get back in to close it out. So,
all right, guys.
With that, thanks everyone for joining us on Friday night. Go Bills.
Peace out. Go Bills.